Today we are talking about bullet journals. We are talking about an old coming into a new. Are you ready? Hello and welcome or welcome back depending on if this is your first time here. My name is Amy and I have talked several times about working multiple jobs, and this is my work corporate bullet journal. I am a graphic designer all the time. Doesn't matter which job. This is going to be my new corporate work bullet journal. You may have seen a video. I will link it in the cards. This is a red B6 Scribbles That Matter that I colored with Rub and Buff. And it's better because I don't like red. This is a A6 Teku Core. Did I say that right? I always say that wrong. Teku Core. Yeah, I say that right. So I'm going from an A6 to a B6, and I'm going to flip through this. Not everything, but almost everything. And I'm going to talk about it and everything. So I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you stay tuned. So this bullet journal started in July of 2018 and went through March 31st. From July through October, I was only working part-time at this job, and then October through March was full-time, so it got a little, there was a little more in here, I think. I guess. I'm going to slide that one off the side for right now. So let's talk about the Teku Core. The Teku Core has 192 pages, 100 GSM. It's great paper. I cannot complain about the paper at all. I like that the pages are numbered. I created an index, which I actually ended up, that color code didn't work out either. Not really filling in. I don't know if I'll go back and do that. It's a nice book. It's not as nice as the Scribbles. Even with me not loving the red color, the quality on a Scribbles. But these are much cheaper. I don't know. This just happened in the last month. It's very disappointing. But this thing has been through the ringer. And what is this, 8 months? July through March. So it's been a road. You can see, I don't know how great that shows up. My washi strips are new months. I started doing that. I actually went back and did it. And then these are my date headers you can kind of see. I've got tabs up here for different events, notes, and divisions within the department I work with. So different projects for them. It has the two. These have held up really well. I'm curious to see how these are going to hold up because I think they're short. And I don't love the ribbed. I like a smooth, silky bookmark. I feel like those wrinkled the paper. Anyway, I'm totally getting off topic. So let's dive in here. So I told you guys I started an index and didn't finish it, and I might come back and fill this in before I put it on the shelf. I did do a future log just to give me some events that are coming up, and you can see that I kind of fell off on that because this is through this year and I didn't, but I started doing monthlies. I started just tracking daily log. I started doing a project list. This was a project, and I was color coding and kind of worked. And then these were days. I paper clip that to skip it because there's some info I just don't want being out in the world. I would cross off a completed project. What is that? What is that mark? Move forward. Migrate. Oh, it's been a long week. Migrate tasks. So I was kind of doing it kind of traditionally, the bullet way. And you can see pages, and you can see that the dates will skip too. I worked Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think. I don't even remember. Little sketch of stuff. It's kind of how it went. This was a little meeting, what we were working on there. This was just a checklist I was cutting off. And so this went from August into September, and it just flowed. There was no break. You'll see where I changed the way I do things. So I'm just going to kind of flip through here because a lot of this stuff is kind of nothing big, you know. It's just the way it works. Projects, move that up here. Move this tab. I don't think when I had this in here, I either had the tab or I had a bookmark going back there. Oops. But I moved the tab. Moved on to October. Same type of thing. Oh, I took a little vacation. And I think this is good to note, especially for a business bullet journal. So if you have to look back, say I'm revisiting a project in a few years, which happens. We cycle through the same projects year after year. And you should note, like I noted my vacation, so that way if I come back in here and be like, what the hell? I know why. So after vacation is when I came back and I started full time. So now we have dailies and little jots here, and things started to get a little busy, and trying to manage everything it's a work in progress all the time. This was a special event. This was a note page, so I kept that there. I think I need more tabs than I had, to be honest. And then in October, I changed my setup. So I use Google Chrome for my browser, and there's a momentum plugin, and every day you get a quote. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So I started writing the quotes down every day. It was kind of like a little just like reset, plan your day kind of thing. And this column, I was doing whatever I was supposed to be working on that day or needed to be done. This column was somebody throwing something at me, something comes up, I need to get it done. Last minute stuff, daily, not my plan, basically, because that's how work is. Work isn't always about plan. Like this is kind of how that all happens. Same thing like random printed maps. I don't even know what that means. It was 6 months ago, people. I don't know anything. So then when I came to my November, I started using calendars. This is a really cute little calendar. But I was still keeping it this way, and it was working. And you can see some days were crazy and other days were calm. Anyone who stops learning is old. That's an interesting quote. And so like this one didn't have much on it. I don't even know what happened there. Did I have the next day off? No. I wonder what that was. It's interesting because I feel like maybe did I work on that? Like this is one of those things where I'm like, I probably worked on that. That was a task and a half, so it probably took my whole day. Secret of getting ahead is getting started. So like all of this kind of thing, I liked this setup, but I also found that it wasn't quite working great. But I kept doing it. Again, we're in a new month, December. I highlighted my holidays on the calendar. Why is 13th green? Maybe there was a meeting. Oh, there was a meeting, I bet, that day. So I'm still going with this one. On a Monday, I started it this week. I have this, and then I have this week. So I could just come back through the week, reference my weeklies, kind of fall it in. That might be something I do going forward. I don't know. So we're still going ahead. I noted that I had a migraine here. This is always good to note because it affects how much I can get done. If it's not a terrible one and I can work through it, God, sometimes they are. But it's always good to note it because anything that I did this day will have mistakes. Like needs to be proofed by somebody else. It's a very big thing with me because, and it was a 2-day migraine. I remember that. Wow. But those are the type of things that are good to note for me because of what I do and the fact that migraines usually, I say they make me dumb, but it's the medicine afterwards that kind of gives me that fog. And with my job, a lot of times I'm the only one proofing myself. So those are days where I know I have to send stuff and be like, you have to double check this. If you're going through hell, keep going. Appropriate on a migraine day. December, more December, more December. December is very busy for me, so it gets a little kooky. December, end of December, nothing special. A blank page, a lot. I wanted to start, I like my months here, so I was kind of doing that. I don't know if that really makes a difference to anybody. So I don't have a problem leaving a blank page, ever. Ever. Start off January, same layout. I'm not tracking my hours as much because I can look back at it and see. I have to break my time apart for different divisions. Is it divisions? It's divisions within my department. So I can look back and do that. These are just different. Same day-to-days, the daily stuff. It hasn't changed anything. I am putting a sticky note in here because I need to come back to this meeting note page, get some stuff off of it. Also, one of the things you need to know is this is all Sharpie. There's a point when it switches, but right now it's all Sharpie. I didn't use a ruler. You can see my lines are squiggly. It didn't matter to me. This is very, very, as you can see, functional. There's no stickers. In January, I did a time tracker, kind of tracking my work day. It was just, I was messing around. Part of me missed a little color, I think, in my journal. Got that. So I started doing this, and like here I put a meeting in there, which is kind of nice to see, but I don't always have the like here I had some, I went to a lunch and learned to take photos. So like, I don't know. This is tough because I'm like, let's just, happy buttons. Okay, let's just start here. I like the color it adds, but I don't know that it added functionality to it. So I just kept going with that. No big deal. Moving on to another month, the washi tape, the month, February. Again, I still have this going on. I didn't always do quotes now because some of the quotes were repeating. They were repeating, and some of them are dumb. Some of them are just dumb, or they're like 10 pages long, and I'm like, this is not what I want. So give yourself grace and freedom. You don't have to do everything that you start doing. You can change it as you go. Like, I don't know why I'm still drawing this bottom line. I don't. I worked a little overtime, so I added that in there. And I mean, that I think is the big thing. These were 2 different meetings on this day. Herbert. This is Herbert. Herbert is a freebie in my shop. Like, he's my standard freebie right now. He's so cute. This is a good mark because this is an event coming up that I need to work on, and this event actually comes up in July, so this event will transfer over to here. So it's good that that's there. I did occasionally mark hours down here, so I guess it wasn't a total waste. This was... I'm still doing this, but not well. I don't know where it dies. I don't know. Go all in. It might have been the quote. There was a spot where I did write, this quote is dumb. Quote was dumb. I don't know. Newsletter notes. I marked this because this is something I need to revisit. I don't think I'm taking it over to this one, but I need to revisit it. That was some math that wasn't working out for an article I was trying to format. My birthday. And then I actually wrote the quote down here. So I stopped doing the quotes. When did I stop that? Okay, hold on. When did I stop that format? So after January 18th, I stopped splitting it. I don't know why. I just did because I felt like maybe this was just a waste of space most days. And then on the on my birthday, that's really weird that I changed that. I stopped. I think I wrote happy birthday and then realized, hey, I wanted to put the quote in there. But then I was like, I'm kind of done with the quotes. Writing them every day just wasn't It wasn't doing it for me. So, but I still wrote them sometimes. But I felt like I didn't need lines. I don't know. This got really simple. Part of it was probably because I was a little stressed out. Oh, this is when we change things. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that in February, hold on, let me find February. I didn't print the rest of these out, and and in here there's a sticky note that says March, because my plan was that I was switching into this in March, and I didn't. I still had room. I still could get another month in here, so I stayed in here for March. So with that came the whole, okay, well, here's the washi tape. And I changed the way I do things. So I wrote out March. I now have stickers, but I wrote out March. Oh, this has deadlines, but it really should be more tasks, appointments, deadlines. I don't know. That's not a deadline, that's an actual event. Done and migrated. So on the 1st, these are codes for the departments, and then I wrote down everything I needed, and if I needed, like, this is buttons, and I needed multiple buttons. Everything else. And then you see these pink ones. Later on, I came back and forwarded them. So on the 1st, I wrote all this down, and this one. And then on the 4th, here's the 5th, 6th. So I like just started stacking and using dates. Okay, I thought that had something on it, but it didn't. I just wanted a subscription. And I was writing when I came back and migrated this, and I left my bookmark here for a while. When I came back and migrated this, I wrote where I migrated it to. And if I came back and crossed something off, this is dated the 1st, and I came back on the 4th and completed that, the 5th and completed that. Rather than forward it over to these days, I crossed it off. So I'm developing this system. I like seeing things crossed off. It helps visually, because like when I flip through and I see this page isn't a task page. It's more of a notes page, and that's why it has a little flag here. I don't necessarily need it for this side anymore. I took care of that. But it'll still stop me, which is good because I have a lot of those in here that get lost. So cross that off. This was all stuff that got done. March 8th. This stuff is getting migrated. I'm going to cover that up with my hand. So all stuff that got done. Oh, I did Facebook for that. You like that though? That needs to be highlighted. It does. These were migrated. I came back and migrated. This is a notes page. I'm going to not show you everything on that one. This is meeting notes, and I just kind of highlighted it for the department. Nothing crazy there. I did change my password. So again, completion. My friend Pam gave me some washi tape, so I had to use it because I don't keep a lot of that stuff at work, so I had to use it. Again, here's some more migrating. This one, it's March 19th, but I did it on the 20th, so I came back, crossed it off. That is semi-working for me. I have to rethink that plan. I don't know that I need to do that. So I'm I like the highlighting system. I like where I'm going with it, but I need to change some things. So I'm moving into this April 1st, which is Monday. And so some of this stuff is going to be in there, and I have pages in here. So I put on here things to carry forward. So I'm going to fan back through this book either before the 1st or on the 1st. I kind of have a busy day on the 1st, so we'll see if I can get to it. And go through and pull everything out of here that I think is important, that needs to move forward. End of this journal. So what I will do is I will put... I'm probably just going to put 2018 to 2019 on the spine with vinyl. It's a cute little vinyl sticker there. And then it'll go on my shelf at work. And this has Norman, the nerd giraffe, on it. And my new journal has the planner nerd. Coffee nerd, planner nerd. Whatever. So let's dive into this. So you can see there's my sticky note for March. I'm not good. I have nothing written in here yet. I am going to color code this bad boy, but I haven't exactly got it nailed down. I'm using my outliners. That's all I know. I do want to point out that I skipped page 1 and 2. This is a thing I do. People talk about, I don't know, I can't get started. I don't know what to put on the first page. I skip them. The first spread is skipped, and I will go back in or I won't. If this is my personal one, I'll go back in. My business one, I might not. We'll see. So, these are my new stickers. I put them in the shop because I'm like, I don't want to write out all the months. So I created stickers. So I have April, May, June, July, November. So I have the rest of the year in here. That's as far as I went. I did this. This is my monthly log. So I can keep this one here as I go through April, May, flip it over to June, July, that kind of thing. And basically, I'm just writing things that are going on. I need to fill in more. I know I'm missing something that I just heard of today, but that's fine. So I like this all in one place. That is me. Now what I did here is I have projects and I have today. Projects are, this just happens to be the one I started working on, and I knew that I was going to be working on it more in April than in March. I started it in March, but more in April, so I put it in here. So this is a project that's huge and it's coming up, but it needs to be worked on earlier than when it's due. We don't actually finalize this till like October, but I need to start working on it in like May. It has to be reformatted, so it's going to be anything with the word catalog in it for a graphic designer, just shudder. It's a big, messy project. So I left this many pages for projects. Is it enough? Probably not. Do I know? I have no idea, because I haven't done it this way before. I don't. Today, this is the date. This is not actually today, but this is Monday. I have my marker here. I don't know if I'll use it again. They cut these shorter than they used to, and I don't love them. I don't love the texture. I prefer the silky smooth of old. Scribbles, dear Scribbles, are you hearing me? Actually, I really like the bookmarks from the pocket. The first pocket size. I miss those. Anyway, I'm ranting. My thought process is this is going to be set up similar to this. I wrote the date over to the side so I can highlight it so it'll kind of tick off. And maybe April will be here, and maybe I'll write the date here for May. So as I look at this, the tick marks come down. I might do that. I do that in my my other business journal, bullet journal. Like here's January, February, March, April. This is for my Tyrian design, my Etsy shop stuff. YouTube's in there too. Anyway, again, I'm off track. So, but I will continue highlighting. I like the way I code this. So I think all that's going to stay. I'm just not sure if I want to color code it or just use the simple moving forward kind of thing. I don't know. I have more room. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 1 day per page and just let the blank space lie. I don't know. I really don't. I'm debating about setting it up in a different way. I just haven't decided what I want to do. But I will say that I think, unless I change my mind, I set up this like yearly at a glance calendar, but I don't think I'm going to use it. What I'm thinking is that I'm going to start here and work this way. For meeting notes, any meeting notes will go in the back, and then that way I can also like tab them if I need to, or code them somehow. I made this little tab here. Let me find it. This little guy is a sticky note, and it's like a 2x2, and I just cut the sticky part of it off and put it here. And it doesn't say anything, but I know it's important. Just something to think about. I might even do that with meeting notes. But I know that I need a place where I can just, when I walk into a meeting, I open up a blank piece of paper and I scribble. I just got nail polish on there. So that is where I'm at. Guys, I will update you probably at the halfway mark of this journal, just because this one took me a while to fill. And being bigger, it might take me longer. But I'll give you an update just to let you know if I've changed systems, how I end up setting it up. Maybe I'll do a little update of how I set it, how I end up actually starting to use it. I hope you enjoyed the flip through of this one. If you have any questions at all, if you're like, Amy, where did these books even come from? I've seen you in a traveler's notebook. I still use all that stuff for me. This is literally my 8 to 5 job. So I know a lot of people talk about fancy bullet journals and this and that. I don't use a fancy one for work because it just doesn't work. I need to just be precise. I can't be fancy. I might be a little fancier in this one just because I realize that I miss some of my color and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, no, this is what I sit on my desk at work, and I literally use it every day, Monday through Friday. And the other stuff is my personal stuff. It's my personal side businesses. It's my projects, whether it's craft projects or personal projects, and then just my life. But this is straight up work. Any questions at all, shoot them in the comments. I'll be hanging around answering it.